Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to PBTV on a very, very special Thursday afternoon. We are joined by a very special guest from Nuprol. So I will introduce you to Tom, who is the marketing manager from Nuprol. A little bit about yourself. Where do you sit in Nuprol now and your sort of general job role?
So I joined Nuprol on the sales team, but just got involved with the marketing side of the business now, just looking at how we can spread our message out to the airsofters out there, and that's why I'm here today with you to chat about stuff we do.
Across the entire brand from absolutely everything. So
pushing any questions, get them over.
Whatever you're wanting to ask today, by all means, drop it down below. We've got some questions lined up already. But if there's anything you want to know about Airsoft from Nuprol in general, products, what is compatible with what, where they're going in the future, absolutely anything. But we'll have a little chin wag whilst people join in the chat. But so where do you see Nuprol sitting in the sort of market now? You've been around for how long, roughly now?
Well, I mean, the company's evolved, but it's been around for about 10 years now. Yeah. So a lot of people probably won't know a lot of stuff we do is like distribution. We've got a lot of brands that we bring into the UK and to other markets. Yeah. For instance, G&G on my cap here. Yeah. We're the UK dealer for them, get all of their goods in. Other companies like Bolt Airsoft do their BRSS system, really cool stuff. E&L, S&T. So that's all really good. That's really cool. And then a lot of people know us for our cases. Our gas, our BBs, so all the accessories and consumables.
So you it's not just the manufacture part of it as well, and rather than people having to go and source all these different things, you've rapidly became this hub of all the different things.
We are this like engine that moves product into the stores, into the retailers. So we're not actually dealing with the end users ourselves. Happy to speak to them on Facebook if they want to contact us and ask us any questions. But when it comes to actually selling the product, that's why we need people like you around to do the job for us. So.
Yeah. So across that 10 years working with sort of, like you said, G&G, Bolt and everything like that, that's given you probably a massive knowledge base on the stuff that you then actually create yourselves.
Yes, certainly.
So you go to G&G, you bring this in, you go to Bolt, you bring this in. You've then got almost a massive test bed for the things that you've produced, like the BBs, the gas. Yep. Mag compatibility is probably a bit. We do get a lot of questions about that.
Yep, of course.
You get some G&Gs, some Bolts, and everything like that, and the mag range itself just for Nuprol is a beast in its own.
It's impressive,
really, yeah. When you're sort of developing and designing and again marketing stuff, is there a sort of full end user plan, or is it sort of one product at a time? Do you know what I mean by that?
Well, things kind of snowball. There will be certain platforms that we will look at the market and feel like it needs our version out there, so we'll work on it and produce it and get it out there. But then that can snowball into other things. So we may, increase the barrel lengths of some stuff, like, kind of change the platform, put a different mag in it. And then all the accessories develop from after that. You start looking at the holsters and, your suppressors and everything that will go with it. So it just rolls, and I appreciate what you're saying about the amount of kit that we've got. Obviously, like early days, we did a lot of stuff with WE, and, so we've had our eye on a lot of pistols, gas blowback pistols coming through, which has been really good and has probably influenced the sort of products that we've moved toward in the future.
And again, looking back at the mags, that gives you that sort of what you were saying about adjusting something. I know they were out in like pre-Nuprol, you used to be able to get adjustable mags. Yep. But when you got the sort of the 120/30 style adjustable things, it's seeing what the end user might want and giving them the options in a single product.
Well, and also because Airsoft, there are many disciplines to Airsoft, aren't there? There are people wanting to do milsim, people going to open days, target shooting and stuff, where you'd want a magazine that is suitable for every scenario.
You're not wanting to have to multi-spend and get a high cap. Look, there's nothing wrong with high caps, but if you've got the mid and the low in one, you're not needing three. You can do two.
What we all love in Airsoft is we like the platforms, don't we? So we want, you're going to want an EU, and you're going to want a 1911, and you're going to want your rifle, and you're going to want an AK and an AR-15. So don't really want everyone having to spend all their money on accessories for each and every one. Like as much cross compatibility as you can get is good, because it means everyone.
We're in our Airsoft for that bit. These bits help us do it.
Yes.
And the more you can sort of streamline the magazines, the batteries, because I know recently you did a massive was it like a repackaging thing for the batteries?
We've redone the packaging. It's just to kind of make it a little bit more retailer friendly. So like we used to put them in the older boxes, and it was it just the amount of information that we have on our batteries here about the discharge rates and the capacities and everything like that. Just this new windowed packaging, just thought easier for the consumer, easier for you guys.
In a box as well, if a player's looking at a big row of boxes, they all look the same, don't they?
That was it, yeah.
It's just a simple change that's not just good for the retailers, good for the end user and everything. It's like finding them multiple sort of facets that work for everyone, not just one thing. So we're getting people rolling into the chat already. So we have a question about to pop up. A question coming from YouTube. What is Tom's favourite Nuprol product? So we could probably split that down into multiple, because obviously there's probably thousands of separate things from batteries to BBs. So we could do it as electric and then maybe one of the pistols or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm going to be really boring to begin with, to be perfectly honest. I love our hard cases. They are just excellent for the price they are. They are so they're so robust, and they're just, you know, like the idea of being able to take your airsoft weapon onto a flight, take them over.
It was a Nuprol I took to the States purely because it's got the
PRV, the relief
lock
valve
parts,
on it,
the lock parts on it.
Oh, the eyelets.
So there was a load of hard cases out at the time. So I mean, some of the Nuprol ones I like your essential ones, great for taking things to a site. But if you all wanted to fly, I flew with Virgin, and they said yes, it's totally fine. You're allowed to do it as long as you could lock the case, and you needed them TSA locks.
Ones, and you've got to put one on every eyelet as well, haven't you?
Nuprol did them, so it made it dead easy, like quite easy to find them, because we obviously did them. Went on Amazon to try and find them, and they're 10 to 15 quid a pop. It's a lot easier if in Airsoft you can get them for 6-7 quid. It's totally fine. Threw them on, went to the airport, they opened it, checked it, locked it back up, was totally fine to go, because the Nuprol hard cases, the sort of longer ones with the wheels, it's also down to the hinge as well, and they have that big metal pin that goes through, and it's one of the things that the TSA says it has to have. So it locks at the front, it's got the anti-knock pins at the back, or whatever they call them, but yeah, I've run a Nuprol on a couple of other hard cases for a while. Just travelling to a site, it's just like an essential, it's fine. But if you're going to go along or away for a weekend, you want a bit of security.
And also, like, I'm aware of a lot of airsoft players' bedrooms look like at home. So a bit of tidying up is a bit helpful, isn't it? Getting it to and
kind
from.
of interlocked together as well, don't they?
Yes, they do. And also the medium case with the retractable handle is ideal for SMGs. It fits nicely into the back of a hatchback. It's really good, you know.
Beyond hard cases? So
beyond hard cases,
maybe an AEG
onto the platforms. The Pioneers are great for us. The Nuprol Delta range, the breaches and the Defenders are they're great guns for us. It was actually, when I joined the company, I had one gifted to me, so it was my before my first pay packet. I think it was the first thing I got out of Nuprol. So that was quite good.
Is this all I'm getting?
Yeah, exactly. So that was quite good. That's cool. And then obviously we've got our Raven and Vorse brands. So because I do the marketing, I'm in a really unique position where I get to watch concepts go from, you know, notes on a pad, and then they become 2D blueprints, and then they boost up into a 3D image on the drawing.
You almost have a slightly different, rather than it going into a shop and someone looking around going, oh, that's really nice. You almost have a bit more of a personal connection with it.
Certainly, yeah.
So if you've done a lot of work with one thing and it comes out, it might not be the best product in the line, say. It might not be the BDS, or it might not be the VX with a suppressor or anything like that. It might just be one of the basic 17s or anything like that. But because you've had a lot of input into it, you've got a deeper connection with it, and it's why you want to run it, and you're like, well, I want to run it because I've made it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we did have another question about to pop up, if that's coming in. But we are looking at... so with things like things that you like and have used and everything like that, is there something that's maybe not in the process of Nuprol making it or anything that's coming in the future, but is there something that's maybe not in the airsoft market that you'd want to be made, if that makes sense?
To bring something in new to the market?
Yeah, just something brand new. If there's something that doesn't currently exist in any sort of facet in airsoft that you've sort of thought, oh, I really wish. And it's quite a unique place for you because you do have the option to go, we can get it made.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? So, so a lot. I mean, we do have some stuff coming that is going to be good for the market, but I'm probably not going to think about some of those. I mean, I think night vision would be really cool. If we can bring night vision down to affordable rates for people, it would definitely help the woodland sites in the winter, wouldn't it? So if we can
So I mean, I've always had I guess this goes back to, I think I've mentioned it a fair few times on a few live streams, is airsoft throughout the year is always turn up to a site, game on at 10, play through, and it ends at like 3-4 o'clock.
Yep.
Most players may travel anywhere from an hour, 2 hour, 3 hours if you're lucky to a site. So in the height of summer, why aren't sites sort of just delaying the day a little bit? Because it's going to stay light longer.
Yes, yeah.
So rather than start the day at 10, why don't they start it at 11, half 11?
A lot of airsofters would appreciate that.
Yeah. And then, because
you know what else happens when the sun comes out. Yeah.
So it's one of them things that you've got that 3 hour catchment.
Yeah.
And you then turn it into a 4 hour catchment because they can stay in bed for an extra hour. Or, I'll travel to that one. And again, rather than finish at 4, finish at 5 and 6. Again, you drive home, it doesn't matter about the evening. And vice versa, in winter times, there's a similar aspect to that, is there's a few people at Proving Grounds that have asked because they want to travel from, say, London or everything like that.
Yep.
It's going all the way up here. It's a 4.5 hour drive.
Yep.
Camping the night before. Again, comes into night games and things like that. They are a lot harder to organise and run, and again, there's a lot more equipment involved. So if we could get night vision, I mean, night vision is to some people affordable, but someone just starting out and they see this really cool thing on someone's helmet going, what's that? How much does it cost? All these kinds of things, and it's just completely out of. It's probably more than most people's current armoury setups.
Yeah.
If you can bring that down, and a lot of people look at it and they say Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and all these different Omnis and all these different assets. Airsoft, you don't need the be all and
it's not going to be military grade. We don't need that, do we? So, but
So night vision, I think mine probably goes on to we've used to do sort of little bits of thermal and everything like that.
Yeah, okay.
So tiny like thermal cameras where it sits on the side of your platform, and pound for pound, it was probably the best advantage I've ever had in a game. Yeah. So you can cut around with night vision and see it, but you've got to then flood the IR, and it comes to the torches and different things like that. Whereas the thermal side of it, it's just I can see whatever. So there was one thing we didn't touch on with your favourite bit. We touched AGs, but we never went on to sort of gas again. We've got all like the Raven and the Vorsk and bits like that. So is there one that you've had quite a bit of input into and do have a little bit of more of a connection with?
The latest, so as I was talking about watching it go from design to finished, the latest Vorsk product was the VP26X. So I've got I think you've got a couple over there. So that's the brushed aluminium finish one you have there.
I'll pass that one on to you.
Thank you very much. So
and I've got the grey black one as well.
Yeah. So it's just it's just cool, isn't it? It's just I'll get real. It's
So we've obviously had a little bit of a chat about various different things before we've gone live. So where these sit and everything like that. And the one thing that did click is this is the only sort of, if you're wanting to trick up sort of a 226 style platform, there isn't anything out there unless you look at a TM and then a lot of expense in metal slides and all sorts of like, it gets very, very silly. And whereas this is just, it's ready to go, and you've already got the rail on it. You've got some cut slides, the serrations to assist racking
fibre sights.
Fibre sights as well, if people aren't aware of fibre sights. So normally what you get on a few others, I don't think I've got an example, you get it's just a little painted dot normally. They are quite good to sort of get your eye on it and see it, but if you're in quite a dark condition, wherever the light comes in, it directs it down the thing. So you get a nice little pin sharp green little dot. These ones are just green on both sides. Some of the Vorsk and some of the other ones have
that's red at the rear, green at the front,
and you can see it. But so where was your sort of love affair with this sort of traction through? Is it just purely because you saw it from the start and it's kind of your first one?
I think it's just it's heavily customized anyway. I love this platform anyway. I've got quite the grip profile when you're holding these things. I don't know if I've got quite large hands. It just fits so nicely in the palm of your hand. And it's very, like with the brushed aluminium finish of it, I would say cyberpunk, but it's very Rick Deckard.
It's not tactical SEAL team.
Going
to be super cover.
Not at all.
It's loud and obnoxious and ready to do what.
That's
you need
right.
it to do.
And I don't know if you've had the opportunity to fire one yet, but the with the breaching device on the front of it, the recoil sensation on this VP26X is quite different from any of the ones that we've produced.
Because we were on about before, the gap in here is a deliberate choice.
Yes, yeah. So we run.
If that was going to keep hitting against a bit of metal.
Yeah, we run stress tests on all of our new designs just to make sure that they're gonna function in the field. And so we had a flat edge on this to begin with, and we found it just wasn't. It was just metal on metal, heavy slide smashing into this breacher. It was just causing failures. So
it's almost like a crux in it. So it's just going to push, and
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
You find a weak point, you change it.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a very slight angled difference here, and it just as it forces the slide forward, it creates a little bit of an air cushion, and it just lowers that stress on the front of the body and the slide. So
anyone else work with that metal on metal contact, it's working as a sort of almost a lever a bit. You're just creating a weak point here, and someone puts X amount of rounds through it. It's not a when, it is going to break. So testing, player testing, and product testing, they found an issue, adjusted it slightly, changed it, and now this is a deliberate design thing. And again, it's one of them things. If I've always said this when we're doing the day-to-day live streams, when it's a bit of a skew platform, say like the SSG or something like that. Yeah. Just because you doesn't like it doesn't mean someone else isn't.
Exactly.
And I think that's where Raven sit and Vorsk sit really, really well.
Yeah.
If you don't like this, that's fine. Still look at the other Vorsk stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You are going to find something.
You're going to find something, yeah.
Whether or not it's the EU series, the High Cappers, the Hitman, and
I mean, if we want to look at those two EU series, they're good examples of the two directions that you can take with a platform.
So this is almost a race style 18. It's got cutout slides. You've got a sort of what do you call it? A twisted, fluted barrel. Is the one. And it's just got all the tricks, all the bells and whistles, and it's not just we've put cuts in it and gone, oh, that's really cool. With the whole sort of race side of things, there are a purpose to everything.
Yep.
Lightens the slide. You've got the flared magwell. Yep. All sorts of bits and bats. But yeah, very, very cool. And
then just next to it, you've got
so that's the 17
fully black tactical Vorsk.
And again, you saw the BDS on the last one. This one just has a simple plate on it, purely because these are the ones they're slightly better budget than them ones. If you're not wanting that and you're just wanting something to sit in a holster, drawer, and use, it's totally fine. Again, you've got little cutters out. All these things are they sit there and they kind of look cool and everything like that, but there's nothing on there that's not there for a reason. Yeah,
I mean, the deep serrations on the slides, just, if you're in wet conditions, got gloves, it's going to be very easy to pull that slide back. Yeah. You've got the cutout on the magwell. It's a flared magazine, or the flared. The
flared magwell.
Magwell, sorry, yeah, and the extended magazine base plate just makes reloads that little bit quicker, a little bit easier.
A little bit of weight on the bottom with that as well, because it is metal, that isn't it? So these are going to drop out a bit quicker again with that race style thing. So is that a deliberate choice when you put them two together and one is more race than the other?
Yes.
Is that a design choice or a marketing choice or a production choice? Do these sit in categories
it's all of those things. We're looking for, so like you said before, people will look at the Vorsk brand and they'll look at some of the pistols or some of the products that they create, and it'll blow them away. They really want it. They want to buy it. And then the other stuff, they won't. It will be like, it won't quite. I can entirely appreciate someone looking at that vented EU series and saying that's not quite for me. I want a standard black EU. I can 100% appreciate that.
It's whether or not someone's going to use this and use it as a primary and they're going to use it all the time, or they just want something to sit in a holster, be a secondary, draw it, use it, put it away.
Yeah.
You've got that choice.
Yeah.
And again, race, you've got the sort of more one-to-one stuff.
Yep.
You've then got the really cool sort of slide, and again, they sit in them categories of. You've got various different categories of airsoft, like the speed soft, milsim, everything like that. So there is a sort of a bit for everything, and that goes with probably all of Nuprol as well.
Yeah.
Your Delta Pioneers, all your accessories and stuff like that. So your AEGs sit in this. On their own, they're an M4, this and the other, but you've got an absolute astronomical amount of optics to choose from.
Yep.
Suppressors and bits like that. I think they do as well.
Yeah, do loads of tactical gear, got
torch systems and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, with the NX series torches. Yeah, got all of them.
So was that again, that was that a design aspect from ground up, or is that similar to like the Bolt and stuff like that it's brought in, or do you go and say, right, this is a good product, we want it, but we want to change it?
Yeah, we do change it. We will go to factories and see a product that's got potential, but it's not quite a Nuprol product just yet.
Yeah,
and we'll work with them to make some design changes, and when we're happy, we bring it in and put our name on it. So,
and as soon as that name's on, it's like it is a stamp of approval.
Yeah, massively so. Yeah, everything that comes in for that's Nuprol branded has gone through testing. We've had samples in. We've made sure that we're happy with it, because obviously, like our company and our brand is important to us, and we don't want to sell things that are substandard in any way.
And again, is that something that in the past you bring something and you don't like it, you've changed it post in the market maybe?
I mean, that does happen. Yeah, it's not desirable. We want things to be right when they first come in. But
with a company of the size and everything like that, I mean, Patrol Base as a thing with there's hiccups and mistakes every now and again.
Yes.
As long as you learn from it, it's a lesson, not a mistake.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So looking at Vorsk and everything like that, and Nuprol in general, things coming forward, do you see sort of Nuprol branching out further, or maybe Vorsk branching out further and doing slightly different things, if you know what I mean? So obviously Nuprol does batteries, mags, absolutely everything. Do you see Vorsk being this sort of separate thing, doing the same thing and doing as much as you can?
Well,
or is it more just going to be more models maybe and sit in its own little niche?
Well, I mean, going back to Nuprol's the primary business. We're always looking to expand the list of products we have available to the market there. We do have some new stuff coming in on the Nuprol side of things. It's going to develop things that we haven't done before. That's going to develop our listings that we're looking forward to getting in. Vorsk itself will also grow. I think people can look at it and understand what Nuprol means as a brand. Nuprol are this large organisation that moves a lot of airsoft products. We've got our AEGs, we've got our consumables and accessories. That's really where we're, like with the cases and stuff, that's really where we are in the market there. And then on the gas blowback side of things, we have Raven and we have Vorsk. Raven, because it's this one-to-one replica brand, it doesn't have the potential to grow like Vorsk does, because Vorsk is a little bit unhinged. It's got a bit more freedom to it. It has a lot more freedom to it. So especially we've got the Vorsk gas out now and the Vorsk BBs as well. I think you can look at Vorsk and understand that it is probably going to grow on its own in its own way. It doesn't make any sense to have two businesses competing with each other. So they'll be completely different routes that they go to, different markets and stuff, but they will both independently grow from each other. So,
and like what you're saying, they're not treading on each other's toes. They're obviously like similar people and stuff like that. With when you had the gas, so you've got the Nuprol 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and then there's now Vorsk V6, V8, V12. There'll be a lot of people from the outside looking at them, go, where do they sit together? You obviously saying they don't step on each other's toes. That has been specifically designed that they sit between each other.
Yeah. So they are different gases. They're not they're not the same formulation as the Nuprol gas. And they're designed for this for the Vorsk system. So Vorsk is like an in-house team that produce these products, and to have our own BBs and our own gas to design the products with, then. And
does that give you that sort of almost full circle of testing then?
Yes,
so
exactly.
Everything is Vorsk then.
Yes, yeah.
You're not outgoing.
And this is like going back to the previous conversation. This is how that kind of grows in that direction, and this is how this grows in the other direction. So
yeah. So where do you see the V6, V8, V12, and like your Nuprol gas, your sort of 2.0? Do you see them as are they side by side? Do they interlink? Where do they sort of sit between each other? If that makes sense.
So the V6 is a bit more potent than the 2.0.
Yeah.
And then the V8 is a bit more potent than the 3. And then the V12 is
so they sort of kind of not overlap, but they sit between each other rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4 and then it goes V6 all the way up.
I think you did a video on it, didn't you? Previously?
Yeah, we did one a while back, and we've done a little graph and everything like that, and we went all the way from Nuprol 1.0.
Yeah.
Because I think that even sat underneath 144. So it is a super low gas.
It's very so the Nuprol 1.0 is a very very peculiar gas of ours, and it's one of the proudest products that we've done. So obviously, Nuprol made its name when the green gas came out, and just as an interesting fact that people may not know, the company name Nuprol actually comes from this new propellant that we released.
So that's where
that is where the company name came from originally. So we did Nuprol 2.0, very good, very successful, and we had the 3 and the 4. And we always knew we wanted to do a 1. That's why we
so they didn't actually come out in that order?
They didn't come out. No, they didn't all come out at once. So 1.0 was that 144, like the old duster gas, which obviously, early days used in airsoft, can't use anymore now for the chlorofluorocarbons, the CFCs and everything.
You're not allowed to release anything unless you get
sued. You can't. But there were a lot of plastic-based, polymer-based airsoft gas blowback pistols that were designed to have a gas that had that power rating on it.
So it's really down that. It's not a case of you got a platform that might be a bit hot for the UK, maybe over the limits or like that. So any of the small SMGs,
you can use it that way.
It allows you to use them, but it wasn't specifically designed for that. It was actually designed for.
It was designed for those older the older TM plastic stuff. So because if you're putting 2 or 3, depending on the weather conditions, in that pistol, you're
gonna crack a slide at some point.
Yeah, something's gonna go pop. So that's really why the Nuprol 1 came in. But then obviously as well, if people have got a little bit enthusiastic with their upgrades and stuff, and things are a bit potent for the site, then you can put 1.0 in it and drop the FPS down. Yeah.
So I think we're getting more viewer questions coming in if they want to pop up. It is a question. We have a question. So they'll the backroom staff will adjust that and bring it back up. But yeah, so again, it's designed for the plastic slides and stuff like that. But also with the questions come back, so we'll throw that back up if it's not broken. So what I was going to say is the barrel system for something like this. So there's a few platforms out there that, even though it is these small pistol style ones, it has got an exceptionally long barrel in it.
Yeah.
So again, that increases FPS. It can be a type or anything like that. It allows you to run the longer barrels, but not then go hot with the 2.0 or anything like that. But I was going to come on to the barrels, the really cool system that they have with the barrels in a minute. But we'll try the question again, see if it pops up. There we are. Pewski Pete on YouTube. Is the Vorsk stuff OEM'd, or do you have a say in the design process? So where is Nuprol's start and end when it comes to, say, this being drawn on a piece of paper to it coming out of factory? So how much is your input?
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah. We design it from the ground up. You will make all the decisions on how it functions, how it looks, the design of it, and obviously it's not made in the UK, because then that would be a lot of money once it hits the stores here. So we do work with the overseas to produce this sort of stuff. But as far as design control and manufacturing control is concerned, completely us. From
the first line on a bit of paper to it coming out and being boxed up and the end user getting it, is every decision that's been made on that is a Vorsk decision, not a Nuprol decision. It is a Vorsk decision.
Yes, yeah.
So we have another question rolling in. Brian on Facebook. Have Nuprol got any stock of the new Bolt AKM for UK distributors? So you were on about earlier, sort of G&G, Bolt, and some of your brands that you bring in.
Yeah.
Are you aware of any new models or anything coming in from things like that?
I know we've got an order coming in from Bolt. I wish I looked at the purchase order before I'd come into this now, to answer this question. But
again, if you are a distributor, 9 times out of 10, if they produce
we're
something
their UK
new,
distributor. They want us to get it. Yes, we are. Yeah. So
obviously it might not be in the UK yet, but if you're dealing with Bolt and they bring something out.
There is stuff inbound at the moment. So keep an eye on wherever you're getting your pages and stuff. So it'll be available once it comes in.
And we get this a lot. Obviously, people always saying, Patrol Base doesn't have any stock or anything like that, but we are rife with it. And have not Nuprol in general, but in obviously COVID and everything like that. Delays happen. Have you changed plans, pushed things back, launched things differently? Have, say, G&G, Bolt and everything like that? Everyone's experienced it.
Everyone's had problems one way or another. So things like the gas, it's hazardous. So
Yeah.
that is, so you need like special sort of shipping to get that into the country.
You can't put it on a plane.
You know, you can't put it on a plane. No, not at all. And when it gets, you know, when it started getting a bit tight around, you know, coronavirus, there were ports shutting down. There were entire regions of the Far East shutting down. And that meant you had a really lumpy supply chain from, and it's not just airsoft, it's every industry.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there'll be factories that will be, you know, producing 150% of their stuff, not able to get it out of their factory because the port won't take it, and then the port gets going again. And you've got stock over in Europe or US and stuff like that. The retailers have run out, so they, instead of placing their normal order, they do a double order, and then that gets back to the factory, and it kind of ball whips up and down, and there's so much competition.
The market sucks it up, and then there's a time before it can come back because they've over ordered or overproduced, and then they've got to get out.
Yeah, everyone's trying because no one expected COVID to happen. No one had plans for a situation like this.
Like that all just compounded it, and it was one of them things. And I think we can kind of feel a sense of it balancing out a little bit now.
It's starting to sort itself out. Obviously, there's a huge stock build now happening for Christmas. Once again, not just in airsoft, everyone is ordering stuff to get things through. So we're by no means
Christmas in retail starts in July.
Yes, yeah, it does. Yeah. So we're by no means out of the woods yet, but like you're correct, it is starting to sort itself out a little bit.
See a little bit of light in the end of the tunnel. So we've got another viewer question coming in. Liam on Facebook. I have a Raven G18, and the magazine is stuck inside. What's the best way to try and remove it? I think this was a thing. Have I experienced this before with, maybe it might be the mag release?
The catch, yeah.
The catch. So I don't know if this is something I've experienced before, but I think the mag releases are ambidextrous. So sometimes I see people, when they swapped and they swapped it back, the springs can be a bit funny. But yeah, if he's got a magazine stuck in there, is there a sort of your internal knowledge? What's the best place for him to look at it for? Without having something in front of you, it can be quite difficult.
I wish I had my technical team with me, because they're all my returns team, because they'd definitely be able to answer this. But I mean, it's going to be that mag catch related.
It's got to be the mag catch,
getting the magazine out itself. If it's that, I mean, what did you do when you put it in? Like,
so obviously we you do get returns back in certain items.
I mean, we've got all of the spares available. Obviously, without seeing this EU, it's going to be difficult to say how to get it out.
It's like speaking to a plumber over the phone, going, "My house is leaking."
Very sorry, I cannot answer this one. But I mean, what I would say is get it back to your retailer that you got it from,
or even email them with some pictures. And again,
or contact us on Facebook, send us a message, and we'll help you out.
There's a lot of people out there that can and are willing to help. So our customer service team. Facebook for Nuprol, take some pictures of any sort of moving parts inside that are out like that, and either they will answer you on Facebook or out like that and give you some advice, or they'll point you in the direction of a retailer that can help you either get some parts if it's needed, split it down and get it fixed. But I think, in my head, the only thing that would probably be stopping it coming out is the mag release.
It's got to be that, isn't it?
If the springs dropped off or something like that.
Either or there's a foreign body in there that's somehow got it stuck.
A BB or something stuck in the top. So there's another viewer question coming in. Alex on YouTube. Does Vorsk gas have a metal nozzle like the Nuprol one? So I think what they're on about is the tips.
Yeah, we have seen. I know you can get the sort of like the rubbery plastic ones, but it is just the metal tips on these ones. Yeah. So.
And again, was that a design choice between that and the plastic ones? Personally, I think if you've got a plastic one, as soon as it gets knocked, that's it. You can't really do much. But
it's one of those. I mean, if you're looking after the tin, and really you should be looking after a tin of gas, because it is. It is a flammable. It is a dangerous.
Don't leave them in your car this week. It's getting warm.
Yeah. So I mean, we have seen them where they get knocked a little bit, and then obviously that's if you've only got a third of your way through your tin, and that's happened, it is that is unfortunate.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it is a tin of gas. It's like dropping a bottle of BBs.
Yeah.
It's going to happen every now and again. It's not like you've broken an AEG or like that.
Yeah.
For some people, it is your hobby, and it can be a chunk of money if you're looking at buying it, and that's what we do. We do sort of bulk orders and things like that.
Yeah.
So just try and plan your months of airsoft rather than your next event. Get a few tins. Like the Razor BBs and the Vorsk are all available in like 3s and 6s and everything like that. So if you're going to have problems with it, it's one of them things just to have a spare can around. And again, because it's metal and everything like that, you are working with gas going from a liquid to a gas. If it does dink, it's going to start freezing up and lock up, and there's not really much you can do about it. So it's just one of them things that if it does, it being metal is much better than plastic. And it's a positive design thing. It probably adds a little bit of cost because it's metal, not plastic, but in the long run, it is a better thing. And keep hold of your lids, because that's the one thing
definitely.
I see all the time. There's tins of gas all over someone's table, and there's no lids on it, and then it gets knocked, and that's why you keep your cap on top, and it'll keep it safe. But there's another viewer question coming in. Any possible partnerships for future replicas? So I presume what he means by that is like one-to-one, like licensing. You're on about Raven's the one-to-one, really.
Yes, yeah.
And then the Vorsk is the... there was a term that you used before. So you have the one-to-one, the race, and then the other one that's basically
like
about as close...
Tactical and inspired.
Inspired,
sort of,
the word, yeah. So inspired is computer game style.
I mean, that agency, you can... That's definitely been inspired by something, hasn't it?
Yeah. So the one thing that I was going to mention about this that I thought was really, really cool, and I think we were chatting before about all the different features and everything like that. If people haven't seen these before, obviously these come in the box as they are. But if you take the suppressor off, you've got a barrel sticking out, and it's a common thing with people wanting to change their AEGs around out. You've got this big long barrel, and you're kind of stuck with it. Whereas this, all your inner barrels are threaded. Like not to be able to put accessories on like the suppressor. The actual inner barrel itself.
It is. And also flared as well, so it shouldn't affect. It won't affect flight performance of the BB as well. So.
And again, that's a future-proofing thing. The customization.
Yeah. So it was the agency that kind of kicked that off, and then as new models have come out, they have the threaded barrels, as you say, and the suppressor kits are now available as an accessory.
As a separate part.
So you can now get yourself one of the Vorsk high cappers, or any of the Vorsk pistols, and you should be able to get one of our suppressor systems on there.
Designing the extra bit of barrel to be the same size as the suppressor, so. It's not a case of, I've put this one in, I need this suppressor, I need this. It is a kit and it's ready to go.
It comes, you have the barrel and the suppressor as well.
You're not having to sort of do anything yourself. It's all been planned. You can see the more that you dig into and look at Vorsk and Nuprol, to the end user, it looks like a battery in a bag. It looks like a magazine. It looks like a barrel. And there has been an incredible amount of work behind the scenes by probably quite a few people to make sure this isn't just another product on the shelf. It has a purpose and it has sort of future plans as well. So yes, this was a thing that was brought out together, but it was then thought, if we're going to do this, we might as well.
And then another example from that platform is that the rubberized and the wraparound rubber and the real wood
this bit
grip. So that's now available as a spare. So if you've got a 1911 MEU platform, and
you want
to add a bit of funk to, then that's available if you wanted to put that on there.
So there is a lot of thought process going behind and future proofing it, which is an amazing thing, really. So we've got another viewer question about to come in. The OD Spartan. Who knew Tom was so attractive? So I don't know if you know who the OD Spartan is, but I think he knows you.
Thank you very much.
Again, that future-proofing thing, the one thing that I've looked at in the future, and I think we've mentioned it before, is other parts coming. So when Vorsk and other bits have come out, we keep going on to Vorsk just purely because they're really, really cool. There are two separate versions of most platforms. So there's the non-BDS and the BDS. And I think what we were on about before is that hopefully in the future, that BDS part is going to be a part. So if you are currently sat there with one and you're like,
I mean this kind of goes back to the COVID thing as well, because we wanted to. So you'll notice that the EUs have got, when the BDS is on there, they've got a different mounting plate from when you're looking at the ones without the BDS. So right now, if we wanted someone to put a BDS on, so if they bought the standard platform and then wanted to put a dot sight on it, it's a bit difficult for them. But that's, we would have had these accessory parts in by now if it wasn't for COVID. So we will be getting
it's
these
been a
things
long
in.
18 months for
it's been
planning, preparing, and all that kind of stuff. So we have another question coming in. Lazy Dad, we need more iconic movie platforms. Hitman set is great, but they look lonely. Any plans for future lines? So this comes to that inspiration line.
Well, we had the VPX.
Yes.
Which I don't think we've got.
We've not got one here, but it's another 1911 style, but the compensator and everything like that.
Yep.
We've got the sort of assassin style one. But yeah, like what we were on about earlier, you have that sort of 3 category thing.
Yeah.
And you're not good to make a category and just put 2 items in it.
No, of course. Yeah, stuff is coming. Yeah.
So
it is. Yeah, appreciate it. We'd love to hear in the comments as well if there's any suggestions you wanted to go over to us about what you'd like to see. Then
there's loads of very, very cool films out there.
There are. Yeah. And a lot of thought goes into it.
Yeah, and again, you can see the whole thought process from storytelling and design and everything like that. They've done all that idea and thought going into it for a purpose. If Voss can do that, or Nuprol can do that, and do the same thing to turn it into that product, you know it's going to be future-proof, and it's not just going to sit there and be a piece on its own. These other bits are going to be available as parts, items, and everything like that. So
we're not finished with that platform yet either.
This one,
Ooh.
Well, I did really like when they started bringing these out, and it was kind of when you slightly changed. I think it was these where the boxes changed, and it almost looked like a display case in itself.
Oh, the double pack that we've got.
The double pack and everything like that.
It's a very. So
it was almost like a presentation. So when you're not using them, they can just sit and
another thing we like about the agency is like the ridge rail that runs along the top of it.
Yeah, almost like the hardball.
Because you could have taken a 1911 slide mold and just stuck something to it.
Yeah,
which we didn't
put
do.
a suppressor on it and say.
So we it's all new molds and stuff. Like we had to a lot of investment went into it to make it how we wanted to make it look. So and we're very happy with the outcome.
Yeah, it is very, very cool. So there's another viewer question coming in. These are coming in thick and fast. Danny, may I just say what a beautiful men you are? Thanks, Danny. It's appreciated.
You are very beautiful.
I hope you've not caught too much sun. But yeah, so like what you were on about with the simple things that have been sort of thought about for a long time. So simple things like the ridge on there, the slide cuttings in this, it all comes back to that. It's not there for no reason.
Yeah.
And again, if you've got any ideas of where it can go in the future, I think a lot of people have seen Vorsk as just this new brand that's come out, and there's probably a few bits in Nuprol as well that are just sort of items on a shelf. And what we want to do now is try and get all this information and all this sort of story and
the passion that went into it.
There is a genuine sort of airsofters behind it, making the things that they've want to make for a long time. And now is the time. So if you've not tried a Vorsk, if you've not tried a Raven, if you're wanting that one-to-one, look at the Ravens, the Delta Pioneers, and everything like that. If you're starting out, so there's always questions on pretty much every stream, whatever product we're doing, is it good for a new player?
Yeah.
So like the Pioneers, the Breaches, all that kind of stuff. They came out as sort of that basic version 2 gearbox, but was the inclination to set them for beginners, or did you have this sort of path in that it was actually just an AG for the market?
I mean, the Breach and the Defenders are polymer rifles, so that's going to lower the price and it's going to make it more attractive to newcomers to be able to pick up a rifle and play. But then the range includes like the full metal versions, like the Jackals and the AK-21, and there's some really good rifles in that range.
There's some quite unique ones as well that like the AK-21. You said there's nothing else like that.
Yes,
And when that came out, I mean, I think I saw that on something like Demo Ranch first. I was like, that'd be really cool. And like 3 months later, Nuprol bring this thing out. I was like, damn, gonna have to get one.
Cool. But the whole sort of like beginner and expert sort of thing is we want people to buy our stuff or buy the products that we're making because they everything's got to work on an airsoft site to begin with. So you're going to be able to put a mag in it, put some gas in it or battery in it, load it with BBs, and you're going to go out and have fun with it. That's cool. And then, but like everything else is kind of it's hard. Like there's just so many different types of replica out there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Like you can go, real firearms have been around for 100 years now. So and you just look at the AR-15 and where that went with all the different options, and I think it's not, we don't really look at it so much as beginner and expert. It's more is it cool? Is it cool? And are we producing the stuff that people that want to buy?
But again, that's the line that I normally give with, is this good for a starter gun? It says the best thing to have for a starter gun is something you like the look of.
Yes,
I can walk into a shop and say,
fall in love with the sport, fall in love with airsoft, and then find something you love, go out and have some fun with it, and then whatever comes afterwards comes afterwards.
Yeah. So if someone could go in and say, this is the best platform on this wall. Yeah. There's 100 choices there. That's the best one because of this, and this. And you look at it and go, but it looks horrible. Yeah. Look at one that you just want to get hold of it all the time.
Yeah. It's that passion.
And you're going to enjoy that playing more rather than just going, I'm using this as a tool.
Yeah, because that guy told me to use it. Yeah.
It's one of them. So we've been going for about 45 minutes already. So we are going to have a quick little ad break, and we'll be back very shortly. So if you do have any questions about anything we've covered so far, anything that you want answering, anything about BBs, gas, accessories, the AEGs, Vorsk, Raven, absolutely anything, drop them in the comments below, and we'll come back and have a nice big question and answer session, and we'll cover a few other bits and bats with accessories and everything that's hopefully coming in the future. So we'll see you in about 10-15 minutes in a bit.
At Patrol Base, we believe every airsoft gun deserves a home. Even the ones that have been left battered and bruised. These guns don't need donations, they need homes. Visit our Boneyard section today, because you're not just getting an amazing deal, you're helping save an abandoned airsoft gun.
An AEG, or automatic electric gun, uses a battery-powered gearbox to fire a piston and eject a BB from the barrel. Most new players start with an AEG as they offer reliable performance all year round. Please note, not all AEGs come with a battery or charger. To find out, check the Package Includes section in the product description.
Don't fall short on your next airsoft game. Stock up your airsoft supplies at Patrol Base and enjoy our generous bulk buy discounts. Shop now.
This is Billy. Billy wants to buy a new airsoft gun. He seems to have his eye on the Tokyo Marui Scar L. Is that right? But Billy's seen the price. Is that a bit out of your price range, Billy? Well, not to worry, because Patrol Base has many finance options available. From interest-free finance to buy now, pay later, we can find an option right for you. In store, our staff can talk you through the options, and using our handy portal, you can fill out all the details needed. If you can't make it to our store, you can take advantage of all of our finance options online. Simply complete your basket, and in the payment options, select the finance option that best suits you. If you're having any trouble, our helpful customer service staff are just a phone call away. So what are you waiting for? Visit Patrol Base today. For full terms and conditions, please visit patrolbase.co.uk/Klarna-payments.
Gas blowback, or GBB, is a system most common in gas pistols and requires more maintenance than AEGs. With pistols, the replica uses some of its gas to propel the slide back, cocking the weapon and imitating its real-life counterpart. With rifles, the extra gas is used to fire the bolt back. Because these parts are moving, it is recommended the contact points are kept lubricated with silicone oil.
Here at Patrol Base, we are warriors of the land. We support you through fire and flames, whether you're an urban airsofter or have 0 to 1 year's experience in the sport. We don't sell just BB guns. We sell bespoke airsoft replicas perfect for the invasion of any airsoft zone. Come shop with us direct to bomb up for your next game day. When we reach DEFCON 1, be the wolf and prepare for battle. Northridge?
In the future, justice is not served. Evil crime boss, urban mafioso Don DeVito controls an evil army of robots. He even controls an alien. But forged in Castle Grayskull comes a weapon from the future, giving you, the user, the ultimate justice power to serve and protect those in need. Introducing the Shadow 2.
A hop-up, found in most airsoft guns, applies an adjustable amount of backspin to the BB, keeping it travelling in the air for longer. This can be controlled in a few ways, the most common being gear, rotary, and slider systems. To find out which style of hop-up a replica has, please see the product specification in the description. MOLLE, which stands for Modular Lightweight Load Carrying Equipment, is a universal attachment system across clothing and tactical equipment, for example chest rigs, pouches, backpacks and more. Two main styles exist, one being the traditional loop and the other the more contemporary laser cut, which is lower profile. Both are interchangeable.
Morning, ladies and gents. I'm Stuart from Patrol Base.
I'm Pete, and this is Mike. We're from Patrol Base.
Hi, I'm Sam from Patrol Base.
Rail systems come in 3 common styles. These are RIS, M-LOK and KeyMod. RIS, or Rail Integration System, is denoted by its rows of 20mm rails, making it quick and easy to add attachments to your replica. KeyMod, easily identified by its keyhole-shaped notches, is a widely used alternative to RIS and features a more subtractive design, making for a much more comfortable grip. M-LOK, like KeyMod, is also subtractive and more comfortable than RIS, using long rectangular slots on the rail to hold your attachments on tight. Both KeyMod and M-LOK normally feature a RIS top rail for optics and have RIS adapters available.
Now, my daddy didn't teach me nothing about much, but he told me that your AEG is either working hard or hardly working. With our wide range of AEG replacement and upgrade parts, you can give your AEG the TLC it deserves. You would have made Daddy proud.
Hey guys, I'm Pete from Patrol Base. It's our late night Thursday, and tonight it's Vorsk night. Let's go.
Hi ladies and gents, we're at the end of our Vorsk evening and we're going to give some prizes away. So everyone that's on the leaderboard that has managed to guess the correct number of targets, we're going to draw from a hat, and we've got many t-shirts to give away. Number 4. Number 4 is Jack. Where's Jack? Is Jack here?
Anti-climax.
Hampson.
Oh! Danger Club. Number 11.
Pete Roberts.
No, he's not here.
Not here.
Number 17
is James Morehouse. Not here.
Number 16.
Ryan McSweeney. Not here.
13.
13 is Tim Richardson. Not here.
15.
Alex Gruber. Diehard. What? Not here.
Number 5.
Callum Leach.
Hey.
Come and get a t-shirt. Where are you?
What?
Next
Number
one.
3.
Maloney. P. Maloney.
Baloney.
Post Malone.
Is that a yes? Not here. Last t-shirt.
Number 14.
14 is Mr. Lockwood. Mickey Lockwood. Not here either. Right, our final grand prize for the Vorsk evening, guys, is a brand new pistol. The people on the scoreboard here got hit 3 targets in under 5 seconds. So we'll have 1 ticket drawn out.
One draw.
Oh. Number.
Very small paper. Number 10.
Number 10
That
is
means nothing to you.
Leon Garth. He's
Mr.
not
Garth.
here. Is he here? I heard.
Is there anybody here?
No, no one's here. So we'll contact Leon, and this is.
So congratulations, Leon, on your new Vorsk pistol. Well shot. Keep an eye out on social media, guys, for news of any upcoming late night Thursday events. But until then, we'll see you later.
And welcome back. We've had some comments that a lot of people did like the adverts that we've put together. But yes, we are back for the afternoon. So if there are any comments, any questions that have come up over our little break, by all means, drop any more down below and we'll have a little chat about it. But there was one that we caught. We don't need to throw it up. Oh, there is one. I swear that patrol-based adverts are the best. Wish I saw them on TV. Yes, there's a few members of staff that have a lot of effort that go into them, and it is very much appreciated. They do love the job, and it is very appreciated that you're enjoying them as well. So there was a comment that we've seen during the break about Raven. So we've gone and grabbed one of them. And what we were on about earlier is Raven sit in a very sort of unique place compared to other bits. Is not a case that they can't grow. These are designed to be the one-to-one or anything like that. Yep. So you're not going to get a Raven cut slide, flared magwell or like that. These are there to sit.
These are your, they go in your holster. They're your one-to-one. They're and we put a lot of work into making it affordable. We want to represent value for money for our customers with the Raven brand. That's not to say that they're substandard in any way. They all come with 603 type bores in them. Yeah. They've got a great accessory range. They're all the magazines and extended mags and everything that you need for them. Yeah, so I love of all the Ravens we've done. I love the high cappers with the fibre sights. It's just that sort of, it's a real purist, simple, like a fine stippled, like moulded grip on it. Again,
it's one of them things like, yes, these things amazing, beautiful, really, really cool.
Yeah, but there's a certain beauty about
functionality.
It's the beauty of that is like it's like you say, it's the function and form of it. It doesn't need to. Doesn't need to have all the bells and whistles on it like some of the Vorsk products do.
Yeah, and what we were on about before is so these sit in that one-to-one. So you're going to get your high cappers, your 1911s, other bits coming out in the future, hopefully that are that, like you were saying, purists. So if you're looking at a loadout or anything like that, SEAL Team 6 isn't going to have that on his hip.
No, of course not.
But there is a Raven version that sits exactly where you want it, on your hip probably. But if you're doing that loadout, whether or not it's a SEAL team, it's a CTFO, anything like that, there is a Raven for it. And again, don't think that you're stuck with just the plain colours either. You've got I can't remember how many it was at the last count. Not
tan, grey,
two tones or anything like that. You've got 7 or 8 colours, I think it was. So you got black, grey, tan. I think they do top and bottom slightly different as well.
Yes,
and obviously pre-two-tone as well. So anyone watching that hasn't been in Airsoft for a while or is just getting into it, again, a great choice to start out with Ravens and stuff like that. Very budget friendly. With it being a double stack mag, you can run around with this for a long time.
Yeah, we'd highly recommend high cappers to people just because of the double stacked mag. You say the gas reservoir in there is very it's got plenty of gas in there for all year round.
You're going to get multiple mags out.
Yes, of it easily.
The whole thing with 1911s, they're amazing, but the lack of reservoir. And it's the fact that they're so long. You can put loads of BBs in it, but they're not designed to do that many BBs. The real steel version of that is only seven rounds. So an Airsoft one should be like maybe 10.
Yes.
To consider it high cap, but you can maybe fit 15.
I mean, they will go higher, but generally speaking, the extra power or the extra gas in the reservoir from a high capper mag, it just helps with the performance a great deal.
And I think it's versatility as well. I think pouches, accessories, and stuff like that, you've probably got more choice there as well. The 911 mag it's very thin. There's probably a very few mags, and it's going to be very sort of limiting. Whereas these, you've got all sorts of mags that Nuprol do, whether or not it's the hard ones, the belt-mounted ones, anything like that. So if you're looking at the Raven stuff, obviously we've just got the high capper out here now. We've got the EU series, 18s, 17s again, loads of colours as well. And again, what we're on about with the pre-two-tone stuff. So if you aren't a skirmisher, not a member of anywhere, and you haven't got a license, I'll get crucified for that, or a defence. It has to be painted 51%, so normally the slide has to be painted blue, red, green, pink, orange, anything like that. What Nuprol have done with a few of their lines, I think that you've done it with the Delta range as well. So they're already painted, or the actual Delta range, it's actually blue plastic as well, isn't it? So it doesn't scratch off. I know a lot of people get really worried about the paint chipping off or anything. So if you just want to be uber safe or super safe and a bit more strict about it, if you're buying for a kid or anything like that to use and you just want it to stay blue all the time, the Delta range has blue plastic.
And especially, definitely for the younger ones, I mean, the breacher, because of its shortened size, it's the weight as well, it's perfect for I think
these are a lovely sort of balance and weight on these. That again, with the mag, it sort of sits that centre of gravity at the back with, and it just sits comfortably. Slide wise, I don't know if Raven do like split slides or anything like that, because you're sticking to that one-to-one thing. But the slides on these, super light, you're going to get plenty of rounds out of the gas and everything like that. Fibre sights on what is a budget platform is an incredible choice. It's really, really, really cool. Again, we've got some serrations on the back, keeping it... I'm not saying the word basic in a bad way. That's what I mean. It's you're still getting a little bit of flair in a basic platform. And again, there's just an astronomical amount of choice and range in this. But yeah, very, very cool. And again, it's not a case of they're not going to grow in a certain direction. It's more of a design.
It has, so it has that kind of. It needs to remain faithful to the original platforms, a bit more of the Raven. So
it's not a design limitation; it's a design choice.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, definitely.
So you're keeping that one-to-one, and Raven in the future looking bright. Plenty of new stuff coming.
Yep, certainly is. Yeah. There is stuff. There's stuff coming as we speak, I believe. So
yeah, I think
I believe I know there is stuff coming at the moment.
So, like in the sort of future of Nuprol and everything like that, are we? I say we, maybe a royal we. Are we excited about the next year or so?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we've got. We're always looking to the future. Always have done. COVID was a problem, but we stocked strong. We kept placing our orders, kept getting stock into the country. Hopefully, we've helped with airsofters as they came out of lockdown with the buying how to buy new products and stuff. We've really worked hard to make it available to them, even with all the difficulties. It has pushed some plans back, but that just means we're even more loaded up with things to get excited for in the future, and there's plenty of stuff coming.
And obviously with that being planned probably over the next year, 2 years, however long that is, when Raven sort of started, it was very much a jump in the deep end. There was a lot of models coming out at once. I'll presume that over the next year or so, it's... Obviously, with you coming here and talking to people and engaging with players and stuff like that, there's going to be a much more focused sort of release of new models and things like that. Rather than obviously when you're starting a new brand, you want to get a foot in the door with various.
Well, obviously today I'm a new face for the airsoft community, representing Nuprol, and this is what I'm here to do, is to kind of build that connection between us and the players a little bit more through the guys like yourselves and some other routes. Just to kind of get that feedback and also, get excited about the stuff that we've got coming. Yeah.
And there was a few other bits about sort of parts and stuff like that. We were on about bits being available, and like the lad was on about his mag wouldn't come out and everything like that. Looking into the future, obviously they can come and approach you for parts and everything like that.
We work really hard to make sure there's a lot of parts supply for all of the pistols. Well, I mean, out of the box, Ravens will come with, it's not the same for all the models, but generally there'll be a CO2 valve in there and a CO2 spring if you need to change that up. We do all the mags with the 12 gram CO2 bulbs available as a separate item.
Yeah.
We do like O-ring kits for those people that forget to keep gas in their mags if they need to swap them in and out and just get them going again. And then, you know, if you need anything else, just contact your retailer, contact us, you'll be able to get it.
So when, again, with Raven and stuff like that, in the box, you're saying that you're including like the parts to do CO2 mags.
Yep.
And to do with that, obviously, it comes with a green gas mag.
Yep.
The CO2 mags are separately. Is it a difficult job to do? Is it something that is that like instructions are out in the box, or is it something you'd probably leave to someone that's been in the sport for a bit longer?
I would highly recommend to anyone joining the sport to seek guidance from their retailers if they're stripping their pistol for the first time and doing a bit of a maintenance, and just build that connection with your retailers. You know, you're the guys that that really pump all the product and the knowledge as well into the sport. And I just ask everyone that's getting involved, to use guys like you and ourselves to really understand the product that they're buying and how to use it, operate it, and maintain it.
And again, so looking at that, when people are then expanding, I mean, all like mag-wise, I think the Raven range of mags is massive in itself.
Yep.
With you've got the green gas ones, you've got extended ones.
Yep.
So guys getting into it, you can have like 50 rounds in a
pistol. In an 18 and just.
Just go crazy. And it comes back to that thing, play the sport how you want to play it. So if you want to run around with an EU8, an 18, a Raven 18 with 50 rounds in it,
do it.
like that, just do it.
Have fun.
You'll have a hell of a fun time. And again, maintenance-wise as well, Nuprol do all the little maintenance kits and boxes.
Oh yeah, we love our maintenance kit. Yeah, that's really cool. It's just if you're stripping an AR or anything, gas blowback, whatever, you've got all of the silicone, grease, everything you need. Do some like putty to help you clean it. It's good for like keeping your little screws and stuff in and all. It's just a good little kit, little brush and all that. Highly recommend people getting involved with the maintenance because it's you get your platform and then it's it's your baby now. You got to look after it. You got to maintain it. So And
gas blowback is one of them things. It takes a little bit more than an AEG. An AEG, you take your battery out, you can leave it for a little bit and then come back, maybe pull the barrel through every once in a while. A gas blowback should be treated a lot differently to that. Like before you put it away. Again, these maintenance kits have got everything in them, haven't they? Like there's little wipe cloths, there's oil, there's cleaning bits,
oil,
and putty
oil
on,
oil remover, silicone grease,
And again, with the Raven stuff, I think there's like an exploded diagram and there's also bits of bats in there. So it gives you an idea of how things come apart. It's not a tutorial, but it gives you an idea. And again, if you're having problems with something, approach these guys on Facebook, ourselves, Instagram, anything like that, and just say, such and such part. There's numbers on there to help you. And again, this goes back to that baseline of what Nuprol are trying to do. And B, from that first little pen on a bit of paper all the way to the end user, there's been these choices and you've got absolutely everything available to you. So looking beyond Raven and stuff like that, all the accessories that are available now. Trace units, all the torches, sights, optics. Is there a heavy future in that, or do you think we're sort of concentrating on the platforms at the moment?
We have different teams in the company that concentrate on different things. We're able to grow our product listing in all directions at once. And no, weapon accessories, we're not done there yet. We're still bringing new products in. We recently had a range of suppressors and tracers come in. So we've got like the muzzle effect tracer in now.
Like the orange.
Flashes,
the muzzle flash
with
these things on a Raven when you get the sort of gas popping out at the end.
That's proper that, isn't it?
And again, you're not just getting that orange flash, you're getting the little wisp of smoke.
It's lovely.
So you guys are bringing them out are they just coming out in like the small version or?
We just got the small version at the moment.
They're if you've not seen them, there is a video online. They are very, very cool. And that leads us on to sort of tactical gear and stuff like that. The sort of like the PMC range and various bits and bats that Nuprol do, just it gives you that sort of freedom of just running how you want. Have you got any sort of personal preferences, whether it comes to belt rig, plate carrier, anything like that?
I think I'm just a belt man for my pistol and my mags, and then a sling for the rifle. Yeah, I want as much movement as possible.
Yeah,
you know,
you get these little belt rigs, and you can just, the customization's just incredible on them.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Again, looking at Raven and stuff like that, there's all these like your pistol holsters and everything like that. But you have this incredible customization capability on a belt rig that is very, very different. So you sort of slightly steer away from plate carriers and.
Personally, I do, but I mean they're a staple part of the airsoft game, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's you can obviously hold a lot more when you're holding a rig. So it's really, you should. Everyone will have their preferences, but depending on the type of game you're playing, where you're going, you know, if you're going to a CQB place, maybe you're darting around corridors, then perhaps
a big chunky rig and you're stuck indoors.
Yeah, it's not so good. Yeah.
We've got a few Proving Clowns players that you get what some people that will literally have their Pioneer or something like that with a high cap, absolute 1,000 miles an hour. And some guys with shoulder pads on, speakers on their back, belt rigs, and they'll have like bits hanging off them. And again, it's playing that sport how you want. And Nuprol almost have that capability of being able to build both them loadouts.
And there really is no right or wrong way either. It is, you know, you pick your way and you do it, you go for it.
And enjoy it, because if you run how you want to run, you're going to enjoy yourself more.
Yes, yeah.
So we've got some more viewer questions about to drop in. Sam, hi Tom. What do you love about the airsoft industry? So it's very different being in the hobby that you're working. It's almost to the point of, is it really a job? Every now and again you go, oh yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Again, I can understand like seeing something build from the ground up or something like that.
Yeah.
You have a very different view on it.
Like I said earlier, well, thanks for the question, Sam. I really enjoyed the like watching the design process of the things that are coming out. But the thing I love most about the airsoft industry is just the community, like the diversity of players that come in to play airsoft.
Yeah.
And you see there are a lot of disciplines nowadays with the open days and mil sims and things like Speedsoft and stuff coming in. But I was blown away by games that I've been to, and there are mothers with their sons playing. There are ex-military, ex-forces, service personnel coming down and playing. There are people who've just got massive military history interests that want to get involved. You've got like the movies and the video games, all of that sort of stuff, like people wanting to do that. So it's a melting pot of lots of different types of people.
And that's just the UK as well. You cast that view across various countries, and they'll probably have their own sort of diverse aspects of it. Just running, again, being able to run the sport how you want to run it is very, very cool. So there is another viewer question coming in almost straight away. Robert on YouTube, any possibility of moving into Speed QB world? So obviously bringing G&G in, you bring the SSG in. I think is he like looking in any further plans into something like that? It is a bit of a niche sport currently. There is a lot of people that do it, but again,
there aren't that many platforms, are there, at the moment?
No, exactly.
So it's a very good question, and like I said earlier about the possibilities are endless. We've got a glass ceiling mentality, so. Yes, well, we will look into the speed side of things. Yeah.
Again, it's rather than if something's yet like planned or anything like that, you can see the workflow of where Raven sits and Nuprol.
Yeah.
That first pen. So if this items come in and there is an aspect of the sport, you can see it with the various different categories you put stuff into. That category, at some point, Speedsoft's going to drop into one of them.
Yeah.
You've got the SSG. People start grabbing hold of it. It's, again, the tracer units are probably going to be a heavy used part of a lot of Speedsofters. I think the NX torches, really, really popular with Speedsofters. They sort of stick them on the end of the rifle and use them instead of an optic or anything like that. They use them as a bit of a sort of an optic in itself. So I was going to come back to the sort of Delta Pioneers and the Delta Romeos. We covered the sort of M-Force side of it quite a lot, but you also do sort of an AK.
The Romeo series,
the Romeos, things like that.
Yeah.
Great platform. You've got loads of options and stuff with it. Do you have a preference when it comes to like M4 AK, or do you just see it as a bit of a?
It's quite. So when we're going to talk about the, so all of the the Romeos that we do in the Nuprol range are all quite tactical Romeos, all tactical AKs, which are great. Love them. They are very cool. But if I probably am a bit more of an AK man, but it's when the wood classic. And the wooden stock.
So is that a little sort of slight gap in the Romeo series at the moment?
Potentially.
So Romeo is meant to be the tactical, and like what we've seen elsewhere, there is the 1-to-1, the tactical, and the anything goes. So the Romeo sits in that tactical thing. So there is still a nice, neat little slot.
Yeah, there is some space. There's always some space.
And then there's a space the other side as well for maybe something that's like maybe out of Elysium or something like that.
Yes, definitely.
A little bit bonkers.
Yeah, it's not doing railguns.
Flip up sights and all sorts of weird stuff. Looking again, coming back to like distribution and stuff like that, is there scope for that expanding possibly? I think Nuprol just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a case of just trying to get everything. It's wanting to give them the players all the options.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're a business, and businesses are all about relationships. So when it comes to bringing in other distribution partners, we're open to it. The talks happen, things happen. Obviously, I can't really speak a great deal about it now, but we're always looking for opportunities to get our product out there and also bring product into the UK that Airsoft players want to see. Yeah.
So it's not a case of just trying to get everything in it being yours. It's more a case of we've brought G&G in. It became that stable, and like most sites use them as rentals and stuff like that. It benefits the end user because that reliability of someone going to a site, seeing the G&G and going, oh, I used that day, it was really good. Going to a shop or going online and seeing, oh, look, it's not just that one, they've got all these things. And again, brought the Bolt in, people got a chance to see that. And again, Bolt wasn't really in the UK massively until Nuprol
until we started bringing it in,
It gave players more options. LCT, E&L, again, the LCT sort of sat in that bit that the Romeos don't with the 1-to-1 thing. The way that they're built, they're a little bit higher.
And I mean, the E&Ls, like I've got one, because I think we've got the new Essentials in from E&L, where they've sort of, it's funny, they said they made some cost cutting, they said they were doing to it, but they really, they didn't lose any performance from them. They're still running at 328s on their batteries. They're really, regular shooters. They don't miss a beat at all. Wonderful folded stamped steel construction.
Yeah, they're just built like absolute tanks.
They're just beautiful. They're really they're very pretty, very nice.
Rosewood and the sort of standard AK platforms. Just,
and then going back to Bolt as well with their recoil shock system. It's just excellent to bring like an electric blowback option to the market, and then Bolt's filled that for us. We weren't offering that to the market until we had that partnership with them and bringing that in now. So
again, all the way from that first step, it's trying to give as many options as possible in everything. When you look at the batteries, so I mean, I think the most recent one that you've looked at is that you've started bringing the Lion batteries out. And again,
so we got lithium ferrite as well. And so you got the 8.4s and the 9.6s on the NIMS, and if you wanted to keep within that voltage range, you can jump to 9.9s of the lithium ferrites. Lipos have obviously changed the sport massively with that energy density in the batteries. Like, you don't need to have this great big weighty NIM in the back anymore. But we all know lipos, and they're not. It's not like finished technology yet, kind of a way. That's why Lions have now come out, and they're running at the same 7.4, 11.1 voltage ratings, and they're just very good batteries, very very safe. They really hold their charge really well. And anyone that's running lipos that wants to consider trying a Lion, I'd recommend it. And the same with NIMS and Lifes to
And you've obviously bringing them in. You've not just brought them batteries in. The chargers are there to match it and everything like that.
Oh, you need all the supporting kit as well.
It's not a case of this is missing, we'll bring that out. It's the stuff that comes behind it is there as well. So you're not bringing something to the market that someone can buy, use, and then you're kind of stuck. The support is always behind it. It's not so the chargers are there. You've also got the lipo safe bags that even with NIMS and everything, just use one. It takes you 2 seconds to put it in, and it's just a safe practice, especially if you're using different types of batteries and everything. Put it in one of the lipo bags, because I mean, you do like 3 or 4 different sizes of them as well. That I think you could do that massive one, and you could just throw it in, and you're good to go. So looking at sort of new things coming in, tech and everything, as much as you're allowed to, what do you think that excites you that's coming over the next, not maybe months, but whenever?
I do know what excites me. I
Yeah.
probably can't talk about it right now, though.
Yeah.
I feel like we're probably going to come back and do something with you again in a couple of months' time, I think.
Yeah.
And I think we'll be in a position to talk about some new stuff that's coming.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, so there is...
There
It's
is
that
a
whole
lot of
thing of...
stuff.
It's almost like, that again, like what we were on about after, like, COVID and everything like that. It's almost like there's this coming together of everything, all these plans that have been happening and behind the scenes, and there's sort of the crest of the wave's about to hit, and all this really, really exciting stuff's about to happen, but we're not allowed to talk about it.
No, today we're talking about where we are and what we're doing right now, and we'll come back in a few months' time and talk about everything that we're on the precipice of doing. And it really is, there's a lot of stuff coming, so it's...
And you can tell by speaking to people before, the other people that are here and everything like that, the excitement that's come in, there's been a lot of work put into what's coming, and you can just tell by the sort of enthusiasm of where people are talking about stuff that it's going to be good.
Yes,
Like,
have faith.
There's this whole thing of I'm hoping for this big change in the sort of wind now with Nuprol and Raven and Vorsk and everything like that, that we can have that face to it, we can have that engagement with you guys out there, come and speak about it. It is not just a platform on the wall that sits next to everything else. It has incredible support. Now that we have this relationship with Nuprol, all this information we can start putting on the website and everything like that, and the whole thing that everything's there for a purpose. And again, this it's not a detriment thing. It's just the effort and work that's been put in over probably 10 years has to then be done before that information can be put out. The sort of passion and the discussions beforehand, it just shows you that everything's done for a reason, but you can't sort of come out and say, we've done this, and it not be out yet. So hopefully over the next few weeks and months, we will have many more discussions about some very, very exciting things. I'm excited for it. What we've seen today is very, very cool. There is a massive change in my sort of outlook and perspective on like Vorsk, Raven. Because previously, like from a personal point of view, when they were coming out over the last few years with like the Delta Pioneers, it came in, it went on the line. We did the look at it. We had to describe it and find all the information about it. We could speak to a few people, but again, we were putting it on the line. Now we've got this much better relationship of deeper knowledge of why things are there. And someone can look at something and go, oh, I'm not really a fan of that. We can just point them at the thing that they probably will. And it is there. But yeah, very, very, very excited for it. So we hope you've enjoyed that. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here.
It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
Discussion. There is an absolute mountain of things still to talk about.
There is.
But again, we're going to leave it for a little bit. What we are also going to announce today is maybe a giveaway.
Yes.
We had a little discussion over the break. So if you keep an eye on our social media over the next couple of days going into next week, there will be a massive announcement of something that will go probably from Monday to Friday next week or Monday to Sunday. So keep an eye on all the pages. Nuprol have been exceptionally generous, and we do sincerely appreciate that. But I'm not going to give too much away. We'll keep some secrets to ourselves. But yeah, keep an eye on all the social medias. There's a lot coming, whether or not it's what's coming over the next few weeks or maybe in the next month or two when we get these guys back, and maybe some more guests from Nuprol as well. But we are very, very, very excited about what's coming. But yeah, it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Stu.
It's been a pleasure talking to everyone out there. We will leave it for today. It's been great talking to you. I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Sorted?
Cool.